How can I protect this? How can I protect the greatest American Pit Bull Terrier dogs? When I started back in 1990, all I wanted was to own one single beautiful American Pit Bull Terrier. Just one, just like this, just one. And I wanted just to make sure that although another puppy might look the same or similar, that this dog by bloodline, by journey, by where he came from, by everything, once he grew up, was going to be the best dog in the planet. And so that took me to a journey because I couldn't find someone that actually had what I was looking for. Somebody else will always have another bloodline, another dog that it might be better, it might be whatever. So I decided to bury myself for the next 3 or 4 years to study. I was blessed. Let me tell you this. I was blessed because they didn't have the internet. So it was hard to find so many fake stories. And not everybody that was a nobody had an opinion. So there were a few opinions. Some of them were exaggerated. Some of them were, everybody was kind of like promoting their own thing. And there was not much internet, so there were some books. So I started to understand the quality of the dogs and some of the ideas of some of the creators that were worth it. And understood that just a few men were really relevant. Just a few men. And some of those men didn't have books. Some of those men had the numbers, and they were meaningful to the creation and development of the breed, because really what it is development. So I decided to study what will be the perfect American Pit Bull Terrier. And I, without even knowing, this took me through a rabbit hole where I needed to have a dogman. I needed to have a breeder that was not living. And I had to set standards to what I was willing to accept to create that perfect breed. And I was willing to deny it and say, this is not acceptable, this is acceptable. And as a young man, I had long walks and a lot of talks to myself. And I understood that I couldn't work with anybody else because they didn't have my standards. That I had to make tremendous investments in my life. That I had to make tremendous sacrifices in my life to create something special. So what I did is this. I took the best dogs. First of all, I took the best bloodlines. I rank all the best bloodlines that were the most successful by numbers. And I took those dogs from, probably a little bit cold here, the fan is heating too much. So I took the best bloodlines, most successful developed bloodlines. And then I started looking at the best elements, because a bloodline might have 100,000 members that will claim belong to that bloodline. But there was only 1 or 2 dogs that were really exceptional. Everybody else was just a dog by relation, just a dog that has a pedigree, and he has an owner with a dream and maybe exaggerating events and stuff like that. So I didn't want to have that. And what I did was I found the very best dogs. I was blessed to go, and I understood that I developed a better eye than everybody else. I was blessed with this. God had picked me for this. When everybody else wanted to go with a particular dog that was popular within the bloodline, I looked at the dog and I said, that's impressive, but it's not enough. And I found in very exclusive places some small individuals that maybe were not that popular, but to me had better elements that I was looking for in a different dimension to create a better dog. And I was able to pick a puppy as a puppy from 6, 7, 8 liters and pick the best dog. I remember being with the P-Stop Kennels in New York, Comac Road, and they had about 8 different litters. And I played with those puppies as a young man for a while, and I picked the best dog they ever produced on that one place. And it was just the way I played with the dogs, the way I had something in me was more than experience. It was a gift. And I made decisions, and I created my own bloodline. And it took me years of being by myself, not having friends. I didn't want to have friends that would influence me. I didn't want to have people's opinion to become part of my opinion. I wanted to have my own experiences. And I would say the results will compare him. After many years, we're going to compare their results with my results, and we'll see what happens. And my results are these here today. And we created a bloodline that I protect. I protect from breeders. I protect from those same people that back in the 90s had some dogs and just didn't have the same success that I have with the breed. So what I want to say to you is, I want my dogs to be in the hands of great people. I want my dogs to be in the hands of the best humans possible, to people that are looking for the greatest dogs, people that are looking for the man, the brand that has the greatest journey, people that understand this man has such a success during those times, traveled the world and created such a beautiful dogs with such a consistency, is better than everything else anywhere in the place, anywhere around. Sorry about the puppies here. And so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for someone that wants the best of the best and do not want to breed it. Because the moment they want to breed it, they become the swamp. So I don't want breeders. I want people that want to have a great pet. What will be the future of the breed without having breeders? I can tell you that the future of the dogs of the 90s or the 70s or the 50s is already being marked. We already know what will happen. Those same dogs became the bullies. Those same children those men had created the bullies, created the double X, triple X, the giant, all these dogs they call pit bulls that are not real American Pit Bull Terriers. All this misinformation and all these jokers. I don't want to be offensive to them or anything like that. Thais, yes. Come get the puppy, please. And so I want to make sure that the dogs are in the hands of great human beings to have a great life. We achieved to take the dogs of the 90s, the very best of them. Not all of them were the best, but just the best. We took them to an apex, the top of the mountain, the top of the triangle. You know, the apex is on top, is like the sharpness of a knife on top. That point right there, that is called the apex. We created the apex. And to take it to a different place in the future, we need to rewrite the process on how that will happen. And I am working on it. I think of it every single day. But it cannot be the way that dogs were created in the past. And the people that already created dogs and have dogs cannot be part of this process. Because those same people already created all the mutts and all the dogs that they have today. And therefore, I don't work with breeders. Therefore, I don't work with people that know dogs. Because for most people, and the grand majority of people, their biggest problem is their opinion. Their biggest problem is what they learn, their process. The biggest problem is the dogs they feed right now. That is the problem. I want the greatest dogs in the planet for the greatest people. I want middle class, upper middle class, rich people, top sportmen, winners in life, goats of the sports. I want the Terence Crawfords. I want the Canelo Alvarez. I want the Julio Cesar Chavez. I want the Chris Cybergs, the Hoyce Gracie. I want the best guys in the different sports. I want the people that want to have a dog for their children. I want people that want to have the best temperament. I want them to study Chico Lopez and compare me to the rest. Thank you.